You're listening to Cards to the Moon, a podcast about trading cards from both a collector and investor perspective. We hope you'll stick around for the ride as we take a deep dive into the state of the hobby, share some hot takes, hopefully some useful advice, and fun stories along the way. Hey guys, welcome back to another Friday edition of Cards to the Moon. My name is Clark from 5cardguys.com and at 5cardguys on Instagram, YouTube, and on Facebook. Just doing a quick solo intro today, but in a minute I will be playing a conversation with Will and Roy that we had over lunch last week. It's always fun times with my two co-hosts, and we primarily discussed what we're collecting these days and even a little bit about slab protectors, so you don't want to miss that. But before we get into it, off the top, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that we're planning on posting more extended video podcast clips on our YouTube page. So if you're more of a visual person or you like watching podcasts rather than just listening to them, we'll have those extended clips that we think you'll enjoy on our YouTube page at 5cardguys. I'll include the link in the show notes below, and please consider subscribing. On that note, I just recorded a pod session with Hyung for our Tuesday episode coming up next week, and I think one of our extended video podcast clips will be on the debate of whether you agree with PSA upcharges or not. Certainly it's been an issue for a while, but Jeff Wilson, aka Sports Card Investor, brought it up again when he posted about his $4,000 upcharge he received recently, which he was happy to pay because of what it meant to the value of the card he had submitted. So that's just a teaser for next Tuesday's pod and the video clip of that discussion on our YouTube page. Okay, that's it for my intro. And now, here's the convo I had with Will and Roy during lunch at a local Vietnamese restaurant. Enjoy. All right, I'm here with Will and Roy. My name's Clark. We usually have our monthly lunch sessions just to talk cards. We order a lot through Roy's PO box, so it's an opportunity for us to pick up cards as well. And I think this month Will ordered the most, right? So I want to ask what he picked up and what he's doing with his collection.
So I just picked up 12 cards off Fanatics auctions over the last few weeks. Half and half WWE and Pokemon. Pokemon is strictly to add to my Butterfree collection. I finally bit the bullet. I took the plunge and I'm trying to get every English Butterfree card that exists. I think there's something like 60, 65 of them, and I'm over halfway. And the only ones left to get are the ones that are a little bit older, a little bit harder to find. So I saw a couple decent ones on Fanatics and decent high grades. Definitely not chasing after PSA 10s or CSG, or is it CGC 10s, but like a 9 or grade like that for older stuff I think is pretty good. And then just buying some higher end WWE inserts.
So we kind of make fun of you a little bit for wanting to go after the Butterfree collection. Did you comp like the whole set, how much it will cost you if you actually completed it?
So it's a little tricky to comp because I didn't want to buy any graded versions. But what I quickly realized is when I'm searching up the raw cards, there's just no guarantee of condition. And it's usually just like the older stuff, the harder stuff to find is going to be off eBay. And the way our system is in Canada, by the time it gets to me, it's way too late to make any returns or make any complaints. So comping's been tough because if I comp it at raw, it's not expensive. But if I'm picking up CGC, what is CGC? What am I screwing that up? CGCs and PSA 9s, it starts getting expensive for some of those older cards.
So imagine if this was for a more popular Pokemon character, right? Yeah. At least with Butterfree, it's somewhat reasonable. So what, you said you're halfway done?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck. I'm sure we'll keep our listeners up to date, and we'll celebrate. I'll buy you your lunch when you finish your set. How's that?
Sounds good.
Roy, he brought some graded guards. He's a convert, and you want to tell us your story of like what made you change your mind? Because I know a lot of people think it's silly to put a protector on a slab. You're pretty enthusiastic about it now. Tell us about why you changed your mind on graded guards.
Yeah, when I saw that there was a secondary market for these things going for $100 plus, I was like, this that's crazy. Who would pay that, and why would they do that? I'd rather just buy a separate card for $100, $200, and add that to my collection instead of putting a graded card on. But as I walked around shows and people are displaying their high end cards, and they have some of these limited graded cards, and they're color matched. They have the gradient with the sparkle. I was like, whoa, that actually looks pretty good. So then I asked somebody if I could just see theirs, and I just slapped it on one of my cards, and I was like, "Oh, this actually makes the card pop way more." And like, what's $50 to a $20,000 card that makes it look better? Especially if it's in my PC.
Yeah.
So I had to go and get that. And as I continue my collection and putting these graded cards on, it just makes the card look so much better, so much more presentable. Um, that I've been converted. Like, people think it's silly spending 35 to 50 to $100 on these graded guards, but when it either helps you sell or makes your PC look that much better, like especially on higher end cards, it's a no brainer for me, and it protects the card. So
Yeah, I gotta admit, when you showed us the graded cards with some of your Pokemon cards, it looked a lot nicer. And I was really surprised by the weight. I expected it to be heavier, but it's pretty light. And then we're kind of joking because Will mentioned it, like some of the graded guards, they don't have a covering for the front, so the glass part, I guess, of the slab isn't really protected. It's exposed. But then we're talking about the phantom display. You want to talk about what that is?
yeah, so the Phantom display is, I guess, it's an acrylic case for your graded. Well, they have two versions: one for just the slabs, and one for that help or have the room to fit a graded card in. So it's essentially it's a case for your cased card. So yeah, I guess if you have a high value item, you could always slap it in there. It's a little excessive and bulky, but it does the job. It makes it look a little shinier. It protects the front, but yeah, it's a little excessive.
And you know what they say in grade 7, grade 6 sex ed? You want to put 2 condoms on.
No, there's too much friction. Double wrap, no good, man.
So let's change the topic for before this gets really explicit. Oh man, but it's funny because when you actually sent us the link for that phantom display, I'm like, I kind of want one for my superfractor, at least for the high end ones, not for your regular slabs. I don't think it's a little bit of overkill. Yeah, for me, I'm actually just ordered. What did I get? I ordered the 2025-26 hobby box of Topps basketball. We talked about that on a previous pod episode. So of course, I'm obviously chasing Cooper Flag and Wemby's first license auto. So next lunch, hopefully, it'll come by then. I also got, and this is the genius of Topps now, if you think about it. Like these playoff moments, we've been watching the Jays. We're recording a day after we clinched the ALDS. We're on our way to the ALCS, and we're talking about the Vladdy bat flip, and love that there's a Topps Now card for it. And all Jays fans that are collectors are going after it, especially knowing that there's a Superfractor Auto redemption card for one lucky fan. So I ordered 10. My record for like getting SP cards, and how they're randomly inserted, my record is like 0 for 50 right now. So I feel like I'm due, But when you look at YouTube videos, people ordered literally 200 of these base, and they get like 1 or 2. So those are the odds that you're playing with. And I guess it's all depending on the print run because it's print on demand. So I'm hoping that I don't know anyone other than Toronto Blue Jays fans would get these cards. So I'm hoping the print run is somewhat limited. But yeah, so those are some of the cards I'm waiting for. How about you guys?
I didn't get any this time around, but Toronto is actually Canada's team, so the print run is probably going to be a lot higher as if it was any other team. You got a whole nation. You got millions of people. So this one's going to be a tough one to get that super.
You just burst my bubble. I was like kind of excited about it, but yeah. Anything else? Any other cards you're looking to get over the next month or two?
Well, I'm always on the lookout for old school Butterfrees. So send all your messages to Clark, and just adding on to my collection of high-end WWE inserts, the Color Blast, the Downtowns, the Kabooms. I've just been watching the pricing on all of them, and they're all creeping up and up and up. So, yeah, it's almost getting to a point where I have to start selling a lot of my old collection of baseball cards. And hopefully with Vladdy winning the World Series, with Toronto winning the World Series, I can let go a couple of high-end Vladdy stuff and switch it over to some good old Rhea Ripley. Io Sky.
Well, I'm still waiting to cash you out on all your Pokemon seals so you can buy more WWE. Come on, 60%, right? But what I'm looking at now is I saw this Reddit post on Pokemon Center stamped Japanese exclusive promo cards. So after seeing Clark's reel of him collecting the home field advantage, I was like, oh man, I kind of do want to collect something and have a purpose in my collecting journey. So that's what I'm chasing these days. I think I have like 10 out of like the 40 cards. So it's going to be expensive, but slowly but surely. There's just a couple cards that are low pop. I think they're like pop 35 or 40. So finding that one would be a little bit hard, but I think it'll be a fun journey. And once I get it all put into like a nice frame, like a professional frame, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I'm chasing these days.
Yeah, I got to be honest. That Friday night, I spent just taking all my home field advantage complete set out of its dirty top loaders, and I bought like a 40 pack of one-touch magnetic holders. Looks so much nicer, and then I bought a frame for that. So I'm glad I gave you that idea, that inspiration to go after your own set, Roy. For me, I love the off season, which is coming up soon, obviously for baseball, and I like to find deals. So honestly, I'm hoping there's a little bit of Aaron Judge hate after this Yankees, after the Yankees got eliminated, because I think Aaron Judge is a monster. Like every time he went to the bat, I was scared. And what did he bat? Like 500? Only Ernie Clement did better. So I think Aaron Judge, if he dips, he's on my watch list. You know who else? Juan Soto. I just want him. His cards are already dipping a little bit, and the Mets. I think we all expected them to be in the playoffs. Very disappointing season. So if there's a dip in Juan Soto, and if you look at his stats this year, it's crazy. It's really good. But I think people forget just because how poorly the Mets finished.
And Soto's still only 26, same age as Vladdy.
Exactly. So I think there's deals to be had. Well, this will be for our Friday episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll have our regular Tuesday episodes that we do once a month. We'll go deeper dive into Pokemon and WWE cards. If you guys have any questions, DM us at Cards to the Moon or at 5 Card Guys, and we'd be happy to address them. Hey, thanks for listening to Cards to the Moon. We'd really appreciate you subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can also connect with each of us on Instagram at 5 Card Guys, or you can follow Hyung at Integrity Sports Cards or John at Trade You at Recess. You can also check us out at 5cardguys.com. Thanks again, and hope to connect soon.